All right, so this is the love. Talking about the Matrix, right? So you think, oh, this is the lobby of the condo. You can make parties in here. You can go around and do whatever you want to do. You know, that's, so that's the pool. So I'll take it to the lit area, right? Has a pool. Nice looking pool though. There you go. Nice pool. Take a little key because you need a key. Right, so need a key fob. It's a nice one. There you go. All right. Let's go out. Let's go take a little walk. So, I mean, there's a lobby, so nice pool. And so let me tell you, I was in probably, I don't know, 30 countries before I came back to the Matrix, right? Now, I've been living in the US for 30 years, right? Almost 30 years. I lived in houses with 5 bedrooms, nice area, close to the malls, and I'd be around the block, But now it's like, how to find a purpose in life. After for almost 4 years sober, man, I was in actually one of my favorite countries. I think that was Denmark. Nice Denmark, but it's those parts of it's too far. I hate cold. Now right now it is it's probably like, I don't know, 40 degrees, so I hate the fucking cold. I'm just gonna go back to the house today. I don't feel like walking in. Sometimes I do, and sometimes like, you know what? And then I remember I was in Grand Cayman, and I love Grand Cayman. And I was in Jamaica. I was in Costa Rica. I was in this port in it's called Limon, Costa Rica, which basically I saved one of my crew members. He was he almost drowned, so I had to pull him out of the ocean because he almost died. And right in the middle of the jungle, right? But as you grow older, certain things doesn't have the importance anymore. I live in a nice condo, pool. You see the lobby, nice lobby, for other standards, man. Not that I'm complaining, the contrary. I prayed and I had a roof on top of my head and so forth. But there's so much to life, so we're gonna definitely get an enduro bike, and we're gonna get out of the Matrix. We're basically I'll tell you that in a little bit. Let me get out of here. What's going on, fellas? Getting back to the condo, and so pretty much my favorite countries was Denmark. I really enjoyed Denmark. I really enjoy Sweden. I was in Iceland. I was in Greenland as well. But there's nothing match for the Caribbean. Blue, turquoise waters. The food is accessible. Everything is right there. And so the older I get, is like, what I mean, I'm 52 years old, and it's really at the point that we're like, I need to break out the matrix again, because I was, when you're traveling, there's no, you don't have any mortgages, you don't have any, I don't have any car, so I don't have any, all these extra expenses that now we have in a daily basis, right? Cars and insurances and things that you're like, you know, 20 years ago, I was in, I think mentally I was in a position of, even there was less worries. Now, the older we get, obviously we accomplish our goals and the dreams, and I believe certain things have changed for the past couple of years, and I'm I'm up for it, getting an enduro, Yamaha bike, and just finding a tribe, and just basically park in a station somewhere in the Caribbean, and be in front of the ocean, and just pretty much establishing a new set of rules, right? I was in like Jamaica, and then I was in Costa Rica, Sam Thomas, San Martin, Aruba. Aruba was all right. I was not in Bahamas. It was all right. I think my favorite, was I was in Cancun. Cozumel. I was in Bermuda. Bermuda was all right, but the Caribbean, there's no comparison with the Caribbean. And recently I've been, I think, I don't know, Costa Rica. There's some part of Honduras, and the Ecuador, and South America. But still, well, I think we're gonna make a decision. But man, isn't it excited? Because the the age that you're in determines the like the time that you have left. It's not like, we all of us, we're dying every single minute. So I can still do, I mean, I don't have any limitations. I can do anything that I put my mind into it, right? So the next couple of months are gonna, we're gonna keep doing what we gotta do, but we gotta really put into the universe, and have us, um, having a good thoughts, and let's make this thing happen. Uh, I was in Russia as well, St. Petersburg, and we had a great time in Europe. I was in Spain, and I have actually family members that live in Barcelona and in Spain. And man, I think this life that we are that in the planet that we surround, it is has to be enjoyed at the fullest. And as I was watching this chick on the bike, going to different countries, and Africa, and she was in Argentina, and she's been all over the place. Like I was, 30 years ago, instead of obviously on a bike, I was on a cruise line. And I was like, how cool that would be if we just pretty much do the you know even like a tour company. And man, I'm still processing, but you got to get out of the matrix. I mean, as you see the images, I mean, the condo is nice, man. I mean, like two, two bedrooms, and in the kitchen. I used to live in a house with four bedrooms, and just garage, two-car garage, and all the amenities. And now is the times have changed, and we gotta prioritize. We gotta eliminate. And I have if you haven't reread the book, um, the 4 Hour Week by Tim Ferriss, in establishing, and I'm definitely considering just do a digital, absolutely go full digital, and be everywhere but be nowhere at the same time. When you can own nothing, but you control everything, and you will just move. Mobility, it is the new rich. You have mobile mobility. You can be in one place and grab a plane, and you're one there, you're in South America. The next day you were in Dubai. You are everywhere. You are everywhere, but at the same time you are nowhere, right? So what an excitement. what excitement, because I hate the cold. I'm like, I was going outside, man, I hate the cold. Even in Ohio where we moved, it was right now it's probably like 11 degrees. So it's just freezing. It's just insane. So it's a little warm in here, which I ain't complaining. But gotta get out of the, you know, get out of the matrix and enjoy life, because times, right here, what's my hat says pretty much, salt life, fish, surf, and dive, and maybe become a diver in the little island. I was I don't know if you remember the movie, which I'm gonna rewatch the movie, the Shawshank Redemption, right? That Andy Dufresne said, I'm gonna get out of this jail, and basically the jail that he was in, it was the Matrix. Even though he was in jail, and it's actually true in life, we actually think that we are because we try to do a lot of things. So for him, he used the jail time to study the weaknesses and this, because he was, I think, at the beginning he was in the jail. He was thinking about, how can I pretty much escape out of this jail? What do I need to do? What skills do I have? What things that I can do? Who do I can use in order for me to, um, and he finally escaped that prison, and he talked to the partner in the movie, and he said, if I ever break out of this jail, man. He talks about Cihuatanejo. I was in Ixtapa, Cihuatanejo. That's funny. When he mentions Cihuatanejo, I was in Cihuatanejo, like, dude, like probably like 40 years ago. When, I mean, it was just, oh, I'm just, every time I hear this, this bitch in the Pacific, and just basically like, I'm just basically going to fix a, a fishing boat, and I'm just gonna chill. So he basically did it, right? And at the same time, is actually the same thing as the Matrix, right? Because we try and do things, and we're like having all these, oh, I can't do this. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. But once we have the time to literally, I ordered a book as far as you know what you got to do on corporations, right? Corporations, and how do you establish corporations and overseas, and how these, how folks they go in different countries with, different passports, and but I mean legally, of course, and just pretty much utilizing their corporation and corporation veils, and they can travel all over the world, as long as they have a business, and they can get paid. They can get. I mean, it is incredible. You can work in other countries. You can. I mean, it is just a lot of things, right? So, and when even before, or before he escaped to the prison in the movie, the guy said, "Well, there's impossible. You can't escape." And he said, "No, yeah, I'm going to escape." And well, we became institutionalized, and we basically nailed it, because in life we become like institutionalized. We're so brainwashed, and we're being indoctrinated with a lot of things, and we're like, oh yeah, oh, and we're just like, follow with like a bunch of sheeps, until finally you start realizing, when you are in a different frequency, you're like, oh my god, you know what, that's true. Why I'm doing this, man? I should be already a friend of mine lives in Playa del Carmen, and he lives in Cozumel. I have friends in Cozumel that they're living. I was like, man, you know what? I moved to the U.S. and I've been living a good life. Don't get me wrong, but there's something missing. There's something missing, and I'm gonna help other people, and we're gonna. I might actually partner with this guy in Costa Rica that he wants to do some solar, and utilizing the solar energy, and build the solar units, and sell them, and maybe go on at some point in Africa, help these guys in you know you know water stations. And I have so much things, because the next 50 years are going to be critical, because I'm 50, almost 52 years old. I ain't gonna be have maybe I may be 80, but I'm not gonna have the same energy. Who know? Maybe not. So I'm excited. So have a good afternoon, have a good day, enjoy it, and let's get out of the matrix, man. Put thumbs up on the show, share it, and travel sober.